think you can always relate to GDG from what all you know from GBG now, right? So to talk about GDG in one sentence, what we can say is GDG is very, very similar to GBG, but from a developer perspective. So what this GDG is? So this is a non-profit group, again supported by Google. So the main idea of GDG is very kind of similar to GBG. So we want to create a platform wherein many developers can come together, connect with each other, and learn from each other on the technologies that they are working on. So Google has a lot of technologies that it has produced, and a lot of them are actually open source. One of the biggest one, most of you guys know, is the Android. So it's an open source stuff, and it's doing wonders. So the idea is to create a platform wherein all these kind of people who really appreciate the open source technologies come together, share their ideas, and make the best use of each other's knowledge. So this is pretty much sums up what GDG is. So to talk about the GDG reach, so if you look at this screen, we have around more than 100 countries and more than 382 GDG chapters are there. And in the last 6 months, there have been more than 2,000 plus events which have happened in the last 6 months. If you look at the map, so each point is like one GDG group. So it's a fairly very big group. It has global reach. And the one that you can see in yellow colors are the GDG groups which are incubating. They're just getting started. And all other green ones are like very well established GDG group. So GDG Bangalore is one among many GDG groups which are there. I would say GDG Bangalore is one of the very active and the biggest group in India and also globally. So let me talk a bit about what is GDG Bangalore does. So we have around 1,800 plus members, and the kind of things that we do as part of our GDG group is very, very, very focused on technologies. We conduct workshops, we conduct hackathons, we conduct speaker sessions wherein we invite many of the industry leaders who are working on very nice technologies, and we request them to come and give a talk so that many other people who are working on similar technologies can get benefit out of it. So here are some of the things that we have listed: developer events, Android workshops, tech news, education outreach. So basically, it's totally focused on all the technology which are open source and pretty much supported by Google. So one GDG DevFest is one flagship event from GDG. So we have conducted this event yesterday right here in this place. I can see most of you were there in our event. So what is the idea of GDG DevFest is to bring all the tech enthusiasts under one roof and invite speakers from the community who are really working on cool stuffs, and make sure that the attendees who are attending get the maximum use of all the knowledge that is getting shared by these speakers. We had around, so basically it happens twice a year. So we had around 250 plus people attending yesterday's event. Even though we got registrations like 500, we couldn't accommodate everyone. So the kind of technologies that we covered yesterday are OpenGL, HTML5, Android, Internet of Things was one interesting topic. Google Apps Script was one more. So there are a lot of these kind of technologies that we cover. So let me talk a little bit about this stuff. I have a few minutes. So to tell you more about the technical events, so I just want to take one example of the event that we have done that's called Dart Hackathon. Dart is one programming language that came out of Google. And it's fairly new programming language for the web. And there are very few people who have tried it out. So what we had done is we have conducted something called as Dart Hackathons or 1 day. And there were around 30 to 40 people who didn't know anything about Dart, who were trying for the first time. And they all came together to the event. By the end of the event, they hacked around all the APIs. APIs in the sense, what all features it gives. We can use the features of that, any language, that language. And at the end of the day, we had like 7 working demos on that spot. So that is the kind of enthusiasm that we have among the community. And that is just one example. We conduct many more that kind of events, totally focused on technologies that are open source and very much from Google. So this is one slide I want to talk a little bit about how there can be a collaboration between, now you all know what is GBG, how it promotes, it helps a lot in whatever the stuff that you are doing, right? There's a lot of things, amazing things that you are doing as part of your business and all the stuff. But again, business today's ads written there depends on the technologies. And Google suppose GBGs, and similarly it suppose developers as well. So not only that, it also has pretty decent, very good products for any startups or anybody who want to start up to do the things very quickly. Some of the things are like App Engine or Android, wherein you want to go onto the web and the mobile. So there are a lot of things out there which Google offers for developers. So even though I do understand from morning I've been seeing you're more of, many are there who have started their own company, entrepreneurs I've seen, but you do have your own engineering team, right? At least it could be one guy or two guys. But at the end of the day, your idea, whatever you're working on, it has to be converted into a code which runs online. So what is the best way? You have to get it started very quickly. You don't want to take your idea 3 years or 4 years, right, to get implemented. But Google understands that. Google has built many things like that, and it has given so many things as open source or like a services. And all these things we discuss at Google Developer Groups. How to create let's say an example like Picasa website wherein you upload images. How do you handle those technicalities? How things work? How you can deploy all your stuff online or mobile? So these are the kind of technical talks that we focus on. So that's it. So that is a very decent, small introduction about what we do, what GDG stands for, and what kind of events we do. So if you want to reach out more on a technical front, please do reach out to us. So we are reachable at this Google Bangalore organized Google group. And you can please follow us on Google+. There's some of my team, me, Chintan, Anuj, Karthik, Vishal. So we are here. Please reach out to us, and I'm very much looking forward to work with all of you. And do let us know if you have any technical things that you want to collaborate. We have many experts in our group who are working on those technologies. We are very happy to connect. And I would thank Sunil, entire GDG team, Vaidi, Vamsi for inviting us here. Thank you very much, guys.